In the video I recorded about 10 minutes ago, I was talking about some decade bulbs from Feit Electric, and I had discussed how I tried to purchase some and the order got cancelled. I had watched the video by VUS Wife on these decade bulbs, and they piqued my curiosity, so I tried to purchase some on Amazon's. There was 3 left on the Amazons, so I ordered all 3. And I got an email saying it was cancelled because they couldn't process the order. I got some packages today and I opened this up and here's the decade bulbs. So, okay. Now, there's only 2 in here. I purchased 3, but I'm fairly certain I got refunded for 3, so these 2 were free. So, that's fine. I'll take 2 free over 3 paid ones. So here's the decade bulbs, and we're going to take a couple shots at LED here because these have a claimed lifespan of 25,000 hours. And unlike the LED bulbs, which carry some crummy, chintzy manufacturer warranty that likely expires within the year of purchase, these bulbs are guaranteed for 10 years. Now these of course are not energy efficient, as they say, because the way this works is this is a 240 watt light bulb and they're marketing it in a 120 volt scenario, and that's why it lasts so long. The trade-off of that is that the efficiency drops drastically. So this draws 100 watts, but the light output is only 1030 lumens, which I think is typically somewhere around what a 75 watt light bulb would be. So the lifespan on this is limited. I mean, the light output is limited for the amount of electricity used, but 25,000 hours is a very, very long lifespan. That's longer than a lot of the LED bulbs that you can buy today. Now, one of the other things I liked about these was there was really no gimmicky advertising on here. They don't say anything about it being energy efficient or anything like that. So that's not at all misleading. And let's see, does it say how many so-called years it lasts? No, it doesn't. A lot of the... oh, here we go. So here, this is what it says. Based on normal household use of 7 hours per day, this bulb is guaranteed to last for 10 years. If it fails to do so, please return proof of purchase of the bulb and the register receipt along with your name and address to that for a bulb replacement. Now, of course, the cost of shipping this is probably not worth what it cost to buy a new case, so likely nobody would ever go through the process of returning it, but I'm quite certain that if you did send this in, they would honor it. Now, it says 7 hours per day of use. The standard today that they measure the usage by is 3 hours. So they'll say it lasts 20 years if you use it 3 hours per day. And the reality is, most people don't use it 3 hours per day. Now, we're in the summer right now where I live. It gets dark around 8:30. I usually go to sleep around 12 o'clock. So the lights run from 8:30 to 12. That's about 3 hours. But then in the winter, it gets dark around 4 o'clock. And I still go to sleep at 12. So the lights are running a lot more than 3 hours. So the 3-hour claim is just ridiculous, and it's completely misleading, and it's false advertising. That's what it is, and this does not have false advertising on it. So I really am drawn to the product for that reason. Vibration service. So I suppose this would be a good application for a ceiling fan or something like that, where there's a lot of vibration. It's a pretty simple box. Simple guarantee, simple advertising, no gimmicks, no nonsense. Just a simple light bulb. So here's the bulb itself. It says 120 volts on there, but in the other video that I mentioned earlier, the bulb was shown operating at 240 volts and it worked perfectly fine. So I am convinced that this is a 240 volt light bulb and we're just running it at 120 volts. And you can see the writing and the branding on the top is the same as that 200 watt bulb that I showed very recently. So I'm going to get out the fixture here. And I've got the kilowatt meter out too because I'm intrigued to see just how much power this draws. Plug this in, plug in the kilowatts, and let's see what our voltage is right now. The voltage right now is 120.4 volts. So I'm going to go ahead and screw this in here. And it looks like it's very sturdy. I tend to believe their claims about the longevity in a rough service environment, because you can see, well, you could see before this stinking thing blurred up, but you can see here, maybe, that the filament is held by quite a few different supports. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 additional supports holding that filament. So it probably is very vibration resistant. Okay, let's turn it on. Okay, that's drawing 101 watts, and it's bright, but I don't think it's quite the brightness of a 100 watt light bulb, because you can see here the difference. Okay, I'm going to turn this off again. This illumination here, this is a 200 watt light bulb that's on there. Okay, so I'm going to turn this back on, and then I'm going to turn this one off, and I don't think that it's really half the brightness. I think it's less than half of the brightness. You know, to me it looks like a 65, 75 watt light bulb, somewhere right around in there, and I tend to think that that's what it claims to be. The lumen's output is only 1030, which is about a 75, and it looks about right to me. Yeah, it's hot. It gets as too hot to even touch it already. It gets as hot as any old incandescent bulb would. Put the other lights back on here. So, anyways, that looks nice. It's good coloring, no flickering like a stinking LED, and 25,000 hours. That's crazy. That's a really, really long lifespan. I wish I knew about these earlier, because I would have bought these. I would have bought a ton of these things. There's none left on Amazon. I guess I'll look around on the e-ripoff and see maybe if there's any on there.